Okay, let's chat today about plateaus because I feel like so many times in my past, I would hit a plateau and I would straight up give up. All of that progress that I made, all that time building habits, if I all of a sudden saw that my results weren't continuing or they stalled a little bit, I wouldn't even try to troubleshoot it and figure it out. I would straight up give up. And let me tell you, that is what the definition of yo-yo dieting is. That is how I created months and years of this yo-yo dieting cycle. And I don't want that for you. I want you to blow through your plateaus and realize that really everything is figure outable. And honestly, I think plateaus get a really bad rap because it's really just your body stabilizing at the weight that you're at. And it's not anything negative. It doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. It doesn't mean you're failing. It actually means that your body is just recalibrating. And plateaus are actually a very normal part of a weight loss journey, which I'm realizing now. I wish I could go back in time and tell myself this when I was doing the yo-yo diet thing because it was so freaking frustrating. And I think what's the most frustrating part for me is looking back on myself and being like, why did you give up so easily? Or why did you think so negatively about this? And so I kind of judge myself that way. But moving forward, I now know that plateaus are so normal. And the more women that I work with in my coaching containers, the more I realize that plateaus are just such a normal part of a weight loss journey. But we're conditioned to think if we're not consistently losing weight, boom, 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 going down, 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 and seeing results and feeling results. And if we don't have that continuation, that something's wrong with us, or that we're doing something wrong, or we're not doing enough, or we're eating too much, or we're not exercising enough. It's like we get inside of our brain so quickly to self-sabotage. So what I actually like to do with plateaus, especially with clients, is that I like to look into, okay, why is this happening? What are you actually doing? And let's take this time to reevaluate what you're doing. Because listen, if you're losing weight steadily and you're having a great time and you're liking your food and you're liking your workouts and you're getting the results because of it and you're just laser focused and you're good to go, that's not a time to evaluate. You're doing great. Keep doing what you're doing. Everything you're doing is working, therefore go with it. But when you start getting into a plateau situation, that's just a great time to reevaluate and to evaluate as a whole what you're doing, what you're eating, how much water you're drinking, how much sleep you're getting, how many steps you're getting, like everything. We can kind of look at everything and say, there's probably a big, huge red flag in all of those things. That's just giving you a plateau situation. And most of the time when I would look at this with clients, they'd be like, oh, I know what it is. It's like, I was doing this for months and months and getting great results. And then I stopped doing this and then I got into a plateau. And it's like, oh, well, that makes sense. Let's go back to doing what works. So like most things that we're going to be talking about here, it's not really doing anything different. It is a little bit, but most of it is changing your perspective on what a plateau means, what that means about you, what that means about what you're doing, and totally revamping it so that it's just something positive in your life. And you guys know, I'm the queen of positivity. We are taking everything negative in life and we're twisting it into something positive because we get to think whatever we want to think. So if you have permission to think however you want to think, don't you want to think the more positive thought? Don't you want to think in a way that makes you feel better, not worse? Don't you want to spiral into how good does this get to get instead of, oh my God, what if this happens? What if that happens? Yeah, doesn't that feel better automatically? So that's what we're doing here. Most of the time it is literally all in your mindset. And I wish more people were talking about it on the internet because mindset is literally everything. It's the root to why you're overweight right now or why you can't lose weight or why you're in a plateau, literally. So once we can get our mindset under control, all of the action steps get so much easier because then our mind and our brain is in alignment with our goals. And then everything just starts working in our favor and it's like magic, but really it's all up here. And if you're anything like me and you had kind of a tumultuous relationship with food and dieting and the scale and all the things growing up, you're going to carry that into your adult life until you really look at it and you become aware. And then you start to shift your mindset and the way you think about things. So in this case, let's start changing the perspective about what a plateau is. And let's get excited if we get into a plateau because that just means we get to reevaluate and we get to look at everything that's going on and we get to make it better. So in that, let's talk about the action steps then. What are you going to do to get out of this damn plateau? In my eyes, it's actually very simple. Food, movement, water. Boom. That's what consists of a plateau. So first, let's talk about food. Food is likely the culprit. I'll be completely honest. 90% of the time with clients, it is the culprit. And if you are not tracking your food, start doing that. Because you might think you're getting 1,500 calories. You might be getting 2,500. You might be getting 900. You don't know unless you're actually tracking what you're eating. And if you have your macros figured out, which you could get a free online macro counter, depending on what your goal weight is and how tall you are, that will be your best friend. Because if you can kind of stick to those numbers, you're going to get results. So if you combine that with tracking, you're going to start getting results again. Boom. So a lot of times people will start tracking, they'll get great results, and then they'll slack off, and then they'll slack off a little more. And then they're like, Kat, I'm in a plateau. I don't know what's going on. I'm like, okay, well, what changed? Are you still tracking your food? Oh, well, no. There you go. There you go. That's it. So that's why most of the time, like I said earlier, there is a red flag to why this is happening. But food is going to be your number one place to look, specifically with food. So now let's go and zoom in a little bit more. There's 3 areas where you might be consuming more calories or sugar or carbs than you really want to, and you might not even realize it. And they all come from your drinks. Because most of the time we're logging our food and we're logging everything we're putting in our mouth, but like, are we logging the drinks? Are we logging the Starbucks run, And that can make or break your diet, especially if you're trying to be in a calorie deficit or in a carb deficit as well. First thing, coffees. Are you consuming the Starbucks specialty drinks? Stop immediately, obviously, if you're trying to lose weight. That's kind of a no-brainer, but they're just full of sugar, they're full of carbs, they're full of calories. Same thing for Dunkin' Donuts. I mean, all of these specialty drinks, they look so good on the poster, but really what it is it's a glorified dessert. So look at your coffee consumption. If you're someone who has like 3 or 4 cups of coffee a day, half and half, and even heavy cream, like for keto, that adds up for calories. Same thing for like, what's your sweetener? Look at that for carbs. Like, look at what you're consuming as far as coffee drinks and see if you need to clean that up, or if you've been having more coffee drinks than normal and all of a sudden now you're in a plateau, just cut back on them again. The second thing, which is really popular in the last couple of years, are energy drinks. So they're not all created equal. A lot of them have a ton of calories and a ton of sugar and a ton of carbs. And it's just like, I know you want that pickup in the afternoon, but really look at your labels to see what you're doing and make sure if you are drinking them, you're logging them and tracking them the same way you would track your food, because they can be sneaky too. Those are places you're leaking all of the progress you've made and you're just throwing it away with one energy drink in the afternoon. That's 300 calories and a ton of carbs. Lastly is soda. Guys, I love Coke Zero. Don't get me wrong. I also love like any zero soda. I love diet sodas too. Like I just do. And I never had to cut them out of my diet. But if you're someone who drinks regular sodas, those high calorie, high carb, like crazy. So really look at that and look at your drinks as a whole. And if you're a soda drinker, switch to some sparkling water, make a mocktail with some low sugar juice and some sparkling water. Oh my God, it's so good. I was doing that a lot over the summer with like fresh herbs. It just is so fun. So definitely log your drinks just as importantly as you're logging your food. And then lastly with food, no matter what diet you're doing, protein is going to be your best friend. Point blank period, especially if you're doing low carb or if you're doing some sort of carnivore thing. Of course, you're going to be leaning into protein, but protein is going to be your best friend for not only staying in a good calorie deficit, but getting the protein you need so that you lose weight and you burn more fat. Protein is going to keep you fuller for longer. It's going to sustain you longer. You're going to snack less. You're going to have more food, less food chatter. You're going to have less cravings. Protein, protein, protein. And I know everybody's like, promoting that right now, but it's for good reason. So while you're looking at your macros, make sure protein is up there. You want to get the protein. And if you're trying to go really high in the protein, increase it steadily and find that you prioritize on your plate the protein-rich foods first, fill up on those first so that you can just knock them out. So in this little simplistic way to beat the plateau, what does your movement look like? Because again, if you've been exactly the same with your food and you're even tracking and you're like, what's going on? Why did it stall? You don't need to restrict more. Let's look at the other areas like movement. So what's your steps look like? What are your workouts looking like? This is really important because if you've been getting 10 to 15,000 steps a day and all of a sudden it's cold and dreary or rainy and you're like, oh, I don't want to go outside for my walk. And now your steps are like 6,000, 7,000, 8,000. That's enough to put you into a plateau situation. So look at what was going on when everything was working really well. So when you were losing weight steadily, compare that to now. What has changed? What is different? And if you notice right away that you've been slacking on your workouts, maybe you're doing 2 a week instead of 4 or 5, there's your answer. That's what I mean. There's definitely a red flag if you are experiencing a plateau, and you'll find it. You'll find it for yours. And if you want, comment down below anything that I can answer with plateaus and I will get back to you. And let's keep the conversation going. And if you're still kind of trying to troubleshoot, let me know down in the comments as well. But really, especially with steps and movement, if you look at what you were doing before, and if you've got a watch or you've got a ring or you've got a tracker, you'll know exactly, like go back to when you were losing steadily and things were working and everything felt like it was going great. Go back to that on your data and see how many steps was I getting? How many workouts was I doing? What was I doing differently? Was my bedtime different? Was I waking up differently? Was I going to bed earlier? All the things are going to give you a snapshot into your weight loss journey. Compare those great times when everything was going well to right now during the plateau, and you can easily see what has changed and what is different. Food, movement, water. You guys, I'm never going to stop screaming about water because it is the one thing that is going to detoxify your body. It's going to replenish your cells and hydrate them, but it is going to flush out your toxins. Do you get the drift? You have to drink the water. Oh my gosh, I noticed for myself when I was sick, I was trying to drink water, but I felt so sick in December and I had massive headaches. I could feel the sludge in my body. It's so gross. I could feel these things. Like my body felt different. Of course, my skin started to get dry. My lips were so dry. My hands were dry. Water is the king. It really is. And if you're in a plateau and you've been slacking on your water, there's your answer for real. So what I like to do, and I've said this a couple times, guys, but get yourself a water bottle that you can track exactly how many you're drinking per day and know how many ounces that is. I know this is 40, so I know when I fill this up twice, I'm at 80. When I fill it up 3 times, I'm at 120. So you know, right? And then you can track it during the day. Make a little, I would have a piece of paper just like with a to-do list on this counter that you're sitting on. And I would just literally do tally marks in the corner because your girl can't, mom life. You're like trying to remember 50 things every single minute. So I would just make tally marks to say, how many times did I fill this up? Remind me again. And it's perfection. So then at least I know, okay, I drank 2, I should really drink 3. It's 3 p.m. Let me get going with that. There's like so much speculation too about how much water you should be drinking. I'm drinking probably between 80 and 120 ounces per day. That's just me. Some days it's a little less, some days it's a little more. I like to have that window. I know it's kind of a big window, but that's just what's working for me right now. But I do feel better when I drink water. So I always try to keep it with me. I try to prioritize it. I am that girl who's just like lugging this thing around, like thank God there's a handle. And that's just it. And I love it. But I really notice when I'm not drinking enough. And that has always pushed me into a plateau every single time. So is there anything too that while I was talking throughout this video that you were like, oh, that's it. That's the reason why I'm in a plateau. Drop it down in the comments. Because the more we can kind of normalize this and the more we can try to twist our mindset to believe that plateaus are not bad, they're not negative, they're not positive, they're just what they are. And it just means that we get to reevaluate what we're doing. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to comment. But also, if you guys are not in my higher tier, the Mirror Mastery tier, we are doing live masterclasses this month. And I am so excited because we're talking about self-sabotage. And then we're also going to be talking on a separate masterclass all about the anxiety with food. So when you've got anxiety around binge eating or emotional eating or eating because you're stressed or just eating to celebrate, all of the things, we're going to be breaking it down psychologically, and I'm going to give you so many tools on exactly how to get out of this. Because it's one thing to have a plan, but it's a whole nother thing when our mind just takes over and goes off on a rabbit hole of feeling anxiety around food. So let me help you. Let me break it down for you. If you're not in there already, join. When you upgrade to that, you also get all of the things that were in this reset room. So it's a win-win. But I will see you guys really soon with a new video. Bye.